Our guest of honor, Dr. Irene Isaka, Director of Social Sector, East Africa Community. Invited guests, members, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our very first hybrid international conference on technological advancement in embedded and mobile system, Icta-Emos. Allow me now to welcome the first speakers will be, the first speech will be delivered jointly by two speakers who are the chair of Icta-Emos Organizing Committee. And these are none other than Professor Ahmed Sam and Jorge. This is Professor Jorge Gomez. And now allow me to welcome Professor Ahmed Sam to start his speech. And later I'll bring you Professor Jorge Gomez to give a welcoming remark. Thank you very much. Professor Sam, the floor is yours.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon to the ones in Asia, good evening to the ones from America. It's my pleasure to welcome. It's my pleasure to me to welcome you to this beautiful country with so many attractions. Close by, we've got Mount Kilimanjaro. Nearby, we've got Mount Meru. We've got the other tourist attractions like we've got Ngorongoro Crater, and also we've got Serengeti and the others. I would also like to warmly welcome to the first international conference on technology advancement in embedded and mobile systems, a short called Icta-Emos at the Arusha International Conference Center here in Tanzania. The conference themes are smart systems development, artificial intelligence tools and applications. We've got ethics in information systems and cognitive informatics and wireless and mobile. The conference is the first of the biannually. The experience promoting collaboration across the regions and geographies has been especially important for developing integrated solutions and for countries that may lack the knowledge and skills and resources to independently advance in such researches. Let us unite. Let us use this Icta-Emos conference to take stock of how we can continue to harness the potential of embedded and mobile systems for the well-being of all. In that spirit, I would like to pose before you 5 areas calling for further reflections. The first such area derives from understanding the impact of embedded and mobile systems and as mediated through the interfaces with industry and society. Embedded systems are used to control specific function within a device, being it a house, being it an industry, okay? Also a farm. Embedded systems, they can be used to control farms. On the other hand, mobile systems provide users with more flexibility, improved workflows, boost communication, and increase productivity. Even as the speed of discovery and dissemination has increased, we must consider if these interfaces are also capable of delivering concrete results, analyzing them, measuring the effects, and making course corrections. Enhancing such capabilities is necessary for governments and individuals to make decisions effectively. The second area is to bring up those who are left behind in embedded and mobile systems. We must close the digital divides, which threaten to perpetuate existing inequalities and create new ones. Only about half of the world's population can access the internet, leaving almost 4 billion people out of reach of the internet. The gap is even larger when it comes to it. The deficiencies in access are compounded by capacity gaps, research skills, data literacy, as well as unequal conditions at work. The other third area of reflection must be on how we can match the speed and effectiveness with which embedded and mobile systems can develop solutions to solve problems we face. Can we tackle the issues of enhancing everyone's life in a tiny, shared planet with the same mission-driven feeling of relevance and focused funding development of embedded and mobile systems? Related, but not less important, the fourth area, how can we equitably share the contributions of embedded and mobile systems? Embedded systems are small computers integrated for various system performance-specific image and data processing, and thus significantly impact the way we communicate, spend our leisure, run our businesses, and perform various other daily activities. Wealthier nations have the systems installed almost everywhere, while the others barely able to have them. Certainly, global challenges call for global solutions, but unless they're shared, adopted, and implemented at the local level, the problems will persist and can even be multiplied. The question to ask ourselves is, where is the question to ask ourselves is where East African region is with regards to those reflections. Finally, and related to all of the above, is being able to maintain trust in embedded and mobile systems. Digitalization and openness must be accompanied by quality assurance, privacy operations, privacy protections, and measures for reducing and actively combating misinformation. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference is a chance to turn reflections on these areas towards concrete outcomes and the opportunity to discuss how embedded and mobile systems can help advance well-being of all and contribute to addressing the climate crisis. We are very humbled and thankful and pleased with the support from the Skills Project, the East African Community, Inter-University Council of East Africa, that GIZ, and various conference sponsors. Many thanks goes to the ones who have submitted papers to this conference, the ones delivering tutorials, workshops, and the conference organizing. He is a lead of finance and partnerships. If you can raise and we can stand and raise your hand. Professor Sangiri. Dr. Devota Nyambo, lead conference program and conference proceedings. Dr. Zeshan Khan, lead hybrid conference system. Dr. Zeshan Khan, please stand and so that colleagues can see you. Dr. Nyambo, lead communication and promotion. She has been working so well. Dr. Dasan Kim, lead conference and administration and logistics. Please raise your hand. She might be outside there. Emma Sinsa Primary, administrator of the project from University of Wellington. So a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. If you have any questions, suggestions, clarifications, or we just want to say hi, I'll leave. You can find me in the log. Let me finally wish you a successful conference and look forward to further collaborations. After saying so, I would like to invite the project coordinator, Professor Jorge Max Gomez, to say some few things with regard to the genesis of the project, how we started, and also the current project, the skills. Professor.
Hello to everyone. A few things. Okay, so Dean Dr. Rina Isaka, Director of Social Sector Affairs, and representing a guest of honor, Secretary General Dr. Peter Machuki. We are very honored to have you here today. Dear Excellencies, dear distinguished guests, dear keynote speakers, dear participants, dear conference guests from academia and industry, and dear students. I'm very happy that you're all here with us today. On behalf of the Icta-Emos Organization Committee and together with my colleagues Devota, she has been already introduced, and Icta-Emos, the University of Oldenburg and the Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technologies, I would like to welcome you all to the first international conference and technological advancement in embedded and mobile systems. A conference which is supposed to be in a hybrid mode. I hope that it's going to work today with all these challenges we face, but I'm pretty sure it will. The specific conference topic is on technological advancement on embedded mobile systems, but it covers whole range of cross-cutting topics in ICT in different application areas. So as you can imagine, the application areas where embedded mobile systems might be in is quite diverse and quite broad. If you just consider the topic of sustainable development, this is just a big and great opportunity to proceed with that. So the conference has been organized in the frame of the project A-Skills and SENA-DR within the University Partnership Oldenburg University and Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology, and the implementation partners and supporters, which is the GIZ, the German Development Corporation, the DAT, the German Academic Exchange Service, the IUCIA, the Project's Joint Steering Committee, and the East African Community. We have prepared and organized this conference together with Devota and Insa Kremering, Dasan Kini, Julia Franke, Anna Sam, and who committed to this responsibility very much and invested a great deal of their time in the last months into this task. Believe me, this is quite a lot. And I'm very, very thankful for all of you who contributed to participate in organizing this conference. It's a tremendous pleasure for all of us to host you here at the AIC Conference Center, but also online, and to share with you the next 2 days. And it's our major concern to have a successful and pro-modern conference. We hope that the outcome of the conference is beneficial to all of you by having fruitful and inspiring discussions. We hope that new contacts and network buildings may arise as well from the conference, which may also lead to common projects, to common publications, and to further scientific collaboration between institutes. That's actually why those kind of conferences are, let's say, preparing a platform to discuss in this sense and in this manner. And I'm very much looking forward to elaborate on that and to discuss with hopefully all of you how the future could look like and what we could do together from Germany to the East African community. So the Icta-Emos is going to be the first edition, as Anna already pointed out, on a conference series which is supposed to come the next year, so biannual, and with a focus on embedded mobile systems, combining and shaping national and international activities in the field of applied informatics. Icta-Emos conference aims at presenting and discussing the latest state of the art of that kind of technologies, so important nowadays and so pro-mining on the other hand. In the field, of course, of different application areas, as I already pointed out. The conference series tries to strengthen the interdisciplinary activities in the field of education, embedded and mobile systems, but also including very much industry, higher education and research institutes, and invited to exchange ideas and about solutions and for current and future problems supported through ICT and, of course, embedded and mobile systems. And as I said before, just the topic of sustainable development in the future, whether it's water, whether it's energy, whether it's mobility, whether it's gender equality, whether it's water, waste, soil, environmental management, this is so important, and we strongly believe that embedded mobile systems are providing a very, very good opportunity to proceed like that. For the conference, it's really astonishing, for the first conference, once again, about 80 full research industry and student papers distributed over, in total 10 sessions will be presented during this conference. And being the first conference, we got around about 130 papers for the conference being evaluated and being, of course, selected to be presented here. Thank you very much for all to you who contributed to the evaluation and the reviews of these papers. The papers comes from different areas, so related topics as Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, also pointed out by Anael, tool development, wireless and mobile computing, ethics and information systems, cognitive informatics, environmental management information systems, but also ICT applications in ecology and energy management. We just had a short discussion with the colleagues in the room where we were sitting before that, how important the energy and the energy transition is. Not just in Europe, of course, also here. This diverse discussions needs to be started already here. So energy is, of course, one of the future problems. And we think and we strongly believe that with our master's program, with our initiatives, just helping and moving forward on that, we can learn from each other. But there's such a huge opportunity also in this region to go towards renewable energies as well. But we need to provide the infrastructure on that. Okay. So our large international program committee helped us to take decisions about the 130 contributions. For the conference, let me just highlight 2 or 3 topics which might be interesting to you or interesting for you to know. So besides the presentations and talks organized in 2 panels, we were very glad to offer 2 keynote speeches. I'm very happy that my colleague Helmut Farsch from Lufano University will join my keynote speech. And then after that, we have the keynote speech from Professor Frank Pöster. He works at the German Aerospace Center, and he will provide also a keynote speech. And then, as far as the Emos structure is concerned, we do have tutorials on embedded systems, we do have tutorial on mobile systems, we do have sustainability of ICT centers of excellence in East Africa, and we have a workshop on academic industry engagement. So important, right? And once again, I invite all of you to make use of it, to visit the workshops, because they are just very nicely elaborated, organized, and structured. That's so important for the future elements we might discuss. We will, very important, we will also further grant the Best Paper Award and the Best Poster Award, where you can influence the decision while we are taking notes within the session, so raise questions and give us some feedback on that. So this will be, of course, be introduced and will, let's say, also guide us for the final decision who is the winner of the Best Paper and the Best Poster Award. Finally, but especially, I'd like to take the opportunity to express our sincere gratitude and thankfulness to our sponsors and supporters of the conference. Particularly, we want to express our gratitude to our German conference sponsors. This is the company Arbeit AG, Office, Echo, World Deity, Fast to Work, and Company Mind. And of course also to our East African sponsors like Solidarity Cars and Habari Note. You can see, by the way, all sponsors on the book of abstracts, and they will also appear later in the Schulina book. Dear participants, dear guests, let me again wish you a beneficial, advantageous, and valuable conference. Don't hesitate to contact us and our colleague at the registration desk, or personally for any question you might have. Don't hesitate, just do it, and don't wait for us to come to you. Just we are very happy and very, very glad to discuss those things with you. And yeah, for any kind of those questions, I personally will be available for you to answer them. Thank you very much once again for your participation. And now I give the word back to our moderator. Thank you very much for being with us. Thanks.
Given us the opening speeches. Members, now we will hear from the 2 speakers who've come from our partners. We have PAD, who will be joining us. Betty Onyango will be speaking from German, and she will be connected from online. When that is ready, please let me know. And we will also hear the speech from Gotcha, who is the cluster coordinator of GIZ. He's also a German institution. But again, I would like to inform you that this conference is also covered by YouTube, live streaming, and also in the social media. Please, when you are posting anything regarding to this conference, keep the hashtag posted, like hashtag Icta conference, Icta-Emos 2022. Official hashtag for this conference. Yes. So I'm informed that Bettina Onyango is ready to give the speech from Germany. Bettina, karibu. The floor is yours.
Asante sana. I hope everybody can hear me. Okay.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Thank you. Excellencies, honorable guests, esteemed partners, distinguished speakers and guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. On behalf of Lars Gerold, who unfortunately cannot be with us today, allow me to convey his greetings and say a few words as representative of the German Academic Exchange Service, or you may know better as DAD, or even DARD as some say. It is my great pleasure and honor to extend to you a very warm welcome to the first edition of the International Conference on Technological Advancement in Embedded and Mobile Systems, Icta-Emos. As Dr. Anael and Professor Jorge Marx Gomez outlined already, this conference aims at becoming a premier platform not only for the presentation of new science and application, but also for unique networking opportunities. I can just encourage you and appeal to you, make use of them. It is the DAD's sincere hope that this and future editions of the Icta-Emos conference will achieve their objective in providing an effective forum for students, researchers and practitioners to advancing knowledge, research and technology in the field of embedded and mobile systems. And of course, I also had a look at the program, and I can see from IoT-based control and monitoring system of a solar-powered brushless motor to the development of a web-based data-driven university information management system. This event will also showcase research discoveries from students and alumni of the master program Embedded and Mobile Systems that is offered at the Center of Excellence for Information and Communication Technologies in East Africa, in short CENITIA, which is hosted at the Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science. And this is what this example also shows. The DAD is proud to have supported these young, talented people in their pursuit to gain high-quality academic training at CENITIA by choosing the master program in embedded and mobile systems that is adequately adapted, I may say, to the current state of scientific knowledge, as we can clearly see, as well as societal requirements. CENITIA, the Center of Excellence for ICT in East Africa, together with the aforementioned competitive master program, has been established since 2017 in the framework of a partnership between the Nelson Mandela African Institute for Science and Technology and the University of Oldenburg, together with their East African and German partners, generally funded, I may mention that at this point, by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. The DAD is proud to have joined these efforts to create new research capacities and set up regional innovation hub, offering skills for the digital transformation in the East African community. By now we have come across several success stories, including today's and tomorrow's scientific conference that wouldn't have been possible without CENITIA and the excellent work of the academic consortium of East African and German universities. Let me appreciate that. With participants from many countries around the world attending this event in person or virtually, it is the DAD's firm belief that this conference will provide the ideal forum to discuss the latest research findings in embedded and mobile systems, put them into context, and really understand how they affect our practice day to day. I'm pretty sure this conference, with its exciting content, will be stimulating and productive. Personally, I hope that you will very much enjoy it and benefit. And one last remark, allow me, A big thank you to the organizers of this conference, the Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology, the Inter-University Council for East Africa, and the University of Oldenburg, and of course everyone whose hands were and are still on deck to ensure the success of this flagship event. Thank you very much. All the best to you.
Thank you, Bettina Onyako, for the speech. And now I'll call Godja, Cluster Coordinator, GIZ.
Good morning. Here, Dr. Eileen Isaka, Director Social Sectors at the East African Community, representing the Honorable Secretary General, Dr. Peter Masuki. IUCIA Executive Secretary, Professor Jasper Banyan-Kimbona. Dear Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology, Vice Chancellor Professor Emmanuel Woga, dear Vice Chancellors present here today, dear partners, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Professor Woga, for hosting the first international conference on technology advancement in embedded and mobile systems. Today, as the speakers before me have already mentioned, marks a regional achievement. Unity and Germany are united by a long history of collaboration and cooperation. The German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development, BMZ, has commissioned us, GIZ, to support the EIC and regional integration with the aim of strengthening the sustainable and inclusive socio-economic development in the region. By promoting trade, digital transformation, education, value addition, health and natural resources, we contribute to the social and economic well-being of the EIC citizens, as well as to peace, security and prosperity in the region. Education and digital transformation are key areas in the EIC-GIZ cooperation. The project Digital Skills for an Innovative East African Industry, in short, D-Skills at EA, aims to strengthen digital skills and innovation capabilities of young people in the East African community. The success of the project builds on the good cooperation with our collaboration partners. These include our implementing partners, such as the Inter-University Council for East Africa, the EIC Secretariat, the Nelson Mandela African Institute for Science and Technology here in Arusha, together with its academic consortium, the University of Oldenburg and the German Academic Exchange Service, DAAD, and together the Center of Excellence for ICT in East Africa, the so-called Senate at EA, East Africa, became the regional flagship for digital transformation and innovation in East Africa. This conference is an achievement of Senate at East Africa and its academic consortium and partner universities in East Africa, of course, and also in Germany. Since Senate at EA opened in 2019, over 128 young professionals have enrolled into the new master's program Embedded and Mobile Systems. 36 of these were women, and 112 having received full scholarships to the project. Just this year in August, another 42 students of the master program have graduated. A key element of this program is its close collaboration and involvement with private businesses. Two of these recent graduates, for instance, were employees of a project industry partner, Kira Motors. And in addition to the master program, These Skills at East Africa, the project supports digital skills training and innovation, transfer and entrepreneurship. On demand, short courses are provided for further capacitate young unemployed graduates, company and university employees. Innovation by young innovators are supported through collaboration with innovation hubs to address the core issues that drive digitalization and development of new products and services for the industry and the society. These Skills at EA continues efforts to complement the master program through demand-driven trainings offered by this EAC project and the regional collaboration platforms to reach many more beneficiaries. And in addition to training unemployed graduates, 179 university staff members and nearly 200 company staff have been trained on transformation towards quality education experience and predictive business analytics, respectively. These programs are to capacitate staff of universities and the industry partners with skills and digital tools and solutions for the competitiveness and business processes efficiency of their organizations. This goes to show that the close collaboration with the program's industry partners have borne more value beyond initial anticipation. And we are coming full circle. Industry is bringing students to the program. Students are going back to those companies to work on challenges through innovation solutions. We look forward to more partnerships and sponsorships such as these, especially when we look to ensuring the longevity of the program. And I'm happy about the news that Senate at East Africa will continue serving the East African community as a regional hub with a stronger academic consortium of partners in each East African community partner state, and also in Germany. Together with the strong leadership and support of IUCIA, this will help to sustain Senate in East Africa's regional character. I look very much forward to the discussions and presentations of research papers here today and in the next days. Let us be curious, let's connect, network, and collaborate towards an innovative East African industry. Wishing you all fruitful discussions and exchange of ideas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gorgia, for the nice presentation. And members, now the next presenter who will be giving us the welcoming remark will be Professor Emmanuel Woga. Professor Emmanuel Woga is the VC, the Vice Chancellor of Nelson Mandela African Institution of Science and Technology, which is the hosting institution. Professor Emmanuel Woga, please, the floor is yours.
The guest of honor, Dr. Irene Saka, who is representing the Secretary General of the East African Community, the IUCIA Secretary General, Professor Gaspard Banyankibona, Madam Gideon Bayaluch, I don't know if I pronounced well the name, GIZ coordinator for the East African community. Professor Susanna Agustino. She is the Deputy Vice Chancellor of our institution, Nelson Mandela, doing planning, finance, and administration. Professor George Gomez, the project leader for the Center of Excellence for ICT of East Africa, Senate. It's from the University of Oldenburg in Germany. Professor Kisangiri, the center leader for the Center of Excellence for ICT in East Africa, who is based in Nelson Mandela. Madam Betty Onyango from DAD, who has joined us virtually. We have a secretariat from IEC. I'm happy to recognize them. I also have a long list of members from various universities whom we are forming the academic consortium. I think it's worth mentioning them. We have University of Applied Sciences from Germany, the University of Technology and Arts of Yumba, normally abbreviated as UTAP, from Rwanda. We have the University of Applied Sciences of Mannheim from Germany. We have the German Aerospace Center, JR, was from Germany. We have a representative from the University of Dar es Salaam, DSM, Tanzania. We have Kabale University from Uganda. We have Moi University from Kenya, University of Burundi, and Juba University from South Sudan. We are broadening the scope, and all these will form the academic consortium under the project. Yeah, and we have a few vice chancellors from the East African community. Let me recognize their presence here. Professor Sam Anaeli is the coordinator of the conference. We have our deans of schools, the university, distinguished speakers and guests, all staff from Nelson Mandela, students, particularly those of the Icta-Emos program, invited presenters and attendees, media representatives, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your Excellency, guest of honor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, allow me to thank our Almighty God for granting us life and health that gives us reasons to be here today. Let me also thank you on behalf of the NM-AIST community through the Center of Excellence of ICT in East Africa for devoting your time out of your very busy schedule to come and grace this big event. I'm very delighted that we have finally come to this day. As you heard, you know, this conference was postponed for some reasons, but at last today we have been able to meet for this conference. Your Excellency, guest of honor, from the very beginning, Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology was established to become a world-class institution of higher learning. It is dedicated to the pursuit of and promotion of excellence in the set, meaning science, engineering, technology, and innovations, and the applications of safety for the economic growth and sustainable, not only for Tanzania, but also for the sub-Saharan Africa and the world at large. In the same vein, NM-AIST substantial support to establish a Center of Excellence for ICT in East Africa, which you abbreviated as the Senate of East Africa, from the Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development of Germany. And this was in 2017. And that, among its objectives, is to strengthen the teaching and learning capabilities in embedded and mobile system, Icta-Emos, at the East African University. So we are really very, very thankful to the government of Germany for this support. So far, this center has successfully enrolled students in 4 cohorts, with a total of 112 students, of whom 37% are female. The center has also placed first, second, and third cohort students to a total of 25 companies across East African Community region. And also graduated 50 students. This was in August 2021 and in August of this year. Generally, Senate at East Africa has contributed significantly to various national strategies for social equity and poverty alleviation in constructive and sustainable manner through the production of employable graduates with entrepreneurial skills and demand-driven solutions that leverage enhanced value addition to people and also to natural resources across the region. Today, we are witnessing the launching of the first international conference on the technological advancement in embedded and mobile systems, Icta-Emos, which is among the great successes of this center. It can be vividly seen that this conference has brought together many scientists for our country to interact with our own science in pursuit of solutions to challenges facing the social and economic of our continent. Based on the theme of conference and submitted papers which will be discussed during the conference, I believe that these discussions will stimulate, catalyze, and promote economic growth and sustainable development of the continent. Let me at this congratulate the organizing committee for a job well done, which was led by Professor Icta-Emos. Arusha is a center of tourism in this country. So while you are here, kindly take your time to explore what Arusha and its surroundings can offer in terms of tourism attraction, especially for those who have not been here before. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now let me take this opportunity to officially invite our guest of honor to officiate the launch of this first international on technological advancement in
Gaspard will give a welcoming remark, and number 2, he will invite the guest of honor to give the opening remark. Asante sana. Professor, please. Sorry for inconvenience.
Thank you very much, moderator. A guest of honor, Dr. Ali Saka, presenting Honorable SG, the GIZ Plus coordinator, Ochi Pialuch, I think I've got it, Professor Emmanuel Boga, Vice Chancellor, Nelson Mandela African Institution for Science and Technology, the management of Nelson Mandela, they are present, Nelson Mandela Institution, they are present, the management of Senate, they are present, representative of DAAD, Bettina, online, representative of the academy. I see the Vice Chancellor of Moi University, the Vice Chancellor of University of Burundi, the representative of the University of Dar es Salaam. I believe the Vice Chancellor of Technology and Arts is following us online. Professor NM-AIST and Professor Jorge Gomez, I think I've got it also, overseeing the organization of this conference. Key speakers, presenters, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol set. Good morning. It's very hard to speak at this particular junction for me because the previous speakers have preempted my speech. But actually it's right, because today I think technology will speak on my behalf. Mine will only be summarized in 3 points. Number one, it is to congratulate the whole involved teams from the beginning of this idea, FAR 2017, of having a center of excellence that came up with this innovative program in mobile and embedded systems that is currently impacting our lives today. So congratulations to all the involved teams. Secondly, I would wish to congratulate the management of the Nelson Mandela Institution for Science and Technology for access and delivering on what we expect from them to become a hub for the whole East African community region. Yes, the center is here in Arusha, but we wish to see the impact everywhere in the community. And what we see is this embedded and mobile systems is cross-cutting. It's not only about ICT, as many people may think. I think Professor Gomez referred to the role that this can play in energy, the role that this can play in agriculture, the role that this can play in climate change. So we expect not only people to be empowered in this ICT area, but to bring on board other sectors for the impact to be spread all around. Number two, I will take this opportunity to thank the government of Germany through GIZ and DAAD, our partners in this move. Number three, I will just drop a commitment. As IUCA, an institution of the East African community, we are going to make sure that the center stands for the region, that anything that is happening in the center is taken all over the region. And when we talk about the region, now believe me, we talk about 300 million people. So if you can make an impact that can change the lives of 300 million people, that means you will be a very big global player. So I believe through this program, through the presentation that will be happening here, and I believe papers came from all over the world, I believe East Africa, through this particular center, will be known, and they will get, to be known more and more. Lastly, I'm really happy to be part of this particular success story. And I will end up there, and I have the honor now to invite our guest of honor to come and give the whole package for this particular important day. Thank you very much.
Distinguished participants, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so humbled and delighted to be here today. I'm so excited because as a social sector, education is part of it, but also this conference is one of very important instruments in the implementation of a common market protocol. Free movement of people, free movement of labor, free movement of workers, free movement of goods and services. So I'm so delighted to be here today. And when you talk about the technology, Professor has said, now we have a 7th partner state, which is DR Congo, bringing to almost 300 million population, out of which 77% are youth. And we know youth with technology, youth with innovation, youth with the digital economy. So this is a very, very pertinent forum for us at the EAC. So please allow me to read the speech of Honorable Secretary General. He would have loved to be here physically, but due to competing engagement, we wish you all the best in this conference. Honorable Professor Emmanuel Luoga, Vice Chancellor, Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology, Professor Gaspar Banyankimbona, Executive Secretary, IUCA, Professor Susan Agustino, Deputy Vice Chancellor Planning, Finance at Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology, Bettina Onyango, representing DAAD, Madam Goje, GIZ Cluster Coordinator at the EAC, Professor Gomez, the Project Leader of the Center of Excellence for ICT East Africa from the University of Oldenburg, UOL, Germany, Professor Anael Sam, Coordinator of this conference, Professor Kisangi, Leader of the Center of Excellence, distinguished partners from the University Council for East Africa, distinguished participants who are participating virtually, the University of Applied Sciences from Germany, the University of Technology and Arts of Yumba, UTAB from Rwanda, Republic of Rwanda, the University of Applied Sciences, Mannheim from Germany, the German Aerospace Center, DLR of Germany, the University of Dar es Salaam from United Republic of Tanzania, Kabale University of Republic of Uganda, Moi University of the Republic of Kenya, University of Burundi from the Republic of Burundi, Juba University of the Republic of South Sudan, deans of schools and heads of departments, distinguished speakers and presenters here present, members of staff of Nelson Mandela plus the partners, our distinguished students who all are here today, representatives of the media houses, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. I'm indeed honored to be invited to officiate the opening ceremony of the first international conference on technological advancement embedded in and mobile systems, Icta-Emos, which is being held in Arusha, United Republic of Tanzania. I am delightful that you decided to hold the conference in the United Republic of Tanzania, bringing a few hundred eminent scientists to interact with our own pursuit solution to challenges facing social and economic development of our beloved region. Digital skills and innovation is one of the facilitators of the implementation of the EAC Treaty and the Common Market Protocol. Distinguished participants, I'm gratified to learn that Nelson Mandela plans to have tradition of organizing an international conference annually. This conference brings together the same platform world-leading members embedded in mobile systems community, including experts, academicians, private sector, and civil society, industrialists, the government officials, to share advancements created, innovative and emerging needed products. The ultimate goal, to see Africa is able and fully harness, exploit its rich natural resources, greatly endowed by nature. Digress a bit and reiterate the region's development agenda and strategic frameworks which are guiding our path to socio-economic growth and the well-being of our people. To address its development challenges, the process enshrined in the global and regional and national strategic development framework, respectively Sustainable Development Goals, is in the EAC prosperous region that is based in inclusive growth and sustainable development. The role of Senate East Africa through improved systems, manufacturing, agriculture, and other types of production, the businesses, transportation, climate change mitigation are vital in achieving the following outcomes. Honorable participants, allow me to read a list of it, which is the first one is penetration and contribution to real GDP in absolute terms. That will be doubled from the 2013 levels. Again, real per capita incomes will be third more than what we had in 2013 levels. Incidence of hunger, especially amongst women, youth, and people with disabilities, will only be 20%. Job opportunities will be available to at least 1 in 4 persons looking for work. At least 1 out of 3 children will be having access to kindergarten education, with every child of secondary school age school, and 7 out of 10 of its graduates without access to tertiary education are enrolled in TVET programs. Again, malnutrition, maternal, child, neonatal death as of 2013 will be reduced by half, and access to antiretroviral will be automatically the proportion of death that attributes to HIV and AIDS and malaria will be halved. 9 out of 10 persons with access to safe drinking water and sanitation, electricity supply, Internet connectivity will be up by 50%, and the cities will be recycling at least 50% of waste they generate. And GDP will be growing at the level of 7%, and at least a third of the output will be generated by national farms. Labor-intensive manufacturing underpin value addition to commodities, doubling the total agricultural factor productivity that will be attained by 2023. Beginnings of value addition by blue economy, fisheries, economy-friendly coastal tourism, marine biotechnology products, and port operations will emerge. Creative arts businesses will be contributing twice as much in real times as they were in 2013. Regional industrialization hubs linked to global value chain and commodity exchanges will be in place by 2023. At least 17% of terrestrial inland water, 10% of coastal marine areas will have been preserved, and 30% of farmers, fishers folks, and pastoralists will be practicing climate resilience product systems. I hope this conference will go out of its focus, turning the journal publications and laboratory results into availability of systems with the appropriate properties and performance characteristics to mitigate today's challenges for creation of next generation technologies in vital achieving the Africa agenda and EAC vision outcomes. Ladies and gentlemen, I would have loved to listen to talk and partake discussions on the development and adoption of technological advancement embedded in mobile system as one of the platforms that can attend the sustainable development challenges of our region. As inferred from their products, the main principle of these advancements is to attain enhanced processes through automation of societal and industrial activities for socio-economic development of our beloved continent. This is opposite to the existing practices of using manual-based and ineffective systems of various sectors. Additionally, the technological advancement embedded in mobile systems penetration is currently embraced in our African countries. It is high time that more innovation, acceleration programs, outreach, service be produced under institutional motto of academia for society and industry with a view to stimulating, catalyzing, and promoting economic growth and sustainable development in East Africa. Distinguished participants, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Emmanuel Luoga, has just informed us that Nelson Mandela African Institution of Science and Technology receives substantial support to establish centers of excellence of ICT in East Africa, Senate, from Federal Ministry for Economic and Cooperation and Development of Germany since 2017, and that among its objectives is to strengthen teaching and learning capabilities embedded in mobile systems, Icta-Emos, at the Eastern universities. So far, the center has contributed significantly to various national strategies for social equity and poverty alleviation in constructive and sustainable manner through the production of employable graduates with entrepreneurial skills and demand-driven solutions that leverage enhanced value to people and natural resources. Distinguished participants, I take this opportunity to sincerely congratulate the center leader together with your team and partner institutions, which include UOL from Germany, HTW Berlin University of Applied Sciences from Germany, the University of Technology and Arts, Byumba UTAB from Rwanda, University of Applied Sciences from Germany, Germany Eurospace Center DLR from Germany, University of Dar es Salaam from Tanzania, Kabale University from Uganda, Moi University from Kenya, University of Burundi and Juba University of South Sudan for keeping the society alive in organizing this international conference. I propose that at the country level, branches of Icta-Emos program be formed at our partner states to other universities, and so that its objective can be realized in realistic terms, well posed for local ownership and sustainability. I also take this opportunity to thank the United Republic of Tanzania for hosting Nelson Mandela, and thanking our partners, GIZ, DAD, and all sponsors who have been mentioned today. I wish to reiterate the EAC's commitment to deepen the regional advancement embedded in mobile systems. Icta-Emos officially opened. I wish you fruitful information. Thank you for your kind attention.
Another round of applause for the guest partner. It's now official that the first International Conference on Technological Advancement in Embedded and Mobile System is open. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite now the first keynote address, which is going to be delivered by Professor Frank Costa from German Research Institute. And this keynote address will be delivered online. I hope he's ready.
Provide you access to my slides. Okay, now you should see my slides. So I'm really happy to contribute to your conference and wish you all the best for this conference and also your future activities. And it's a pleasure for me to give you some insights in our research here at the German Aerospace Center in the area of safe and secure AI systems, because what we see is that in the future data will play an important role for future products in terms of digital products, and also in ways that we can improve existing products. So it's really everything about data, and to make the best out of these data, it's good to have technologies at hand which helps us. So when artificial intelligence provides us a lot of tools and we have to discuss safe AI and connected to that because of because it's obvious that data plays an important role. We also have to focus on data security and also on privacy topics. So this is what I'm going to address in my keynote. What we see currently is there is a high interest in artificial intelligence, and the discussion about these topics has two sides, so to say. On one hand, we see all the chances which we have by applying these technologies to larger data sets, because we can see that there are so many valuable things we can get out of our data sets, and there are so many ideas where we can come up with digital services and products which are, so to say, data-centric or data-driven. And they will provide some major benefits for the users when we talk about B2C connections, but also it's highly relevant to connect also companies in the area of B2B activities. So, and on the other hand, there are some critical aspects we also have to take into account, because in particular when we are processing personal information or data about individuals, their behavior and that stuff. So these are sensitive data and data which we have to protect. these are also some technology we have to implement and which we have to use in combination with all the possibilities how to analyze and how to get the best out of data. And these things we want to address also, and that makes it also really quite challenge to work in this field because we have to keep in balance the risks and also the chances which we have, and this is some. We are going to address with these technologies, for instance, in the area of Earth observation, in the area of predictive maintenance and condition monitoring. Also, when we talk about innovative production plans and optimization in production of, for instance, vehicles or other products. One application shown in the space area, but in other application areas of interest for us, we also have these applications. Since 2007, I'm with the DLR, and I started working in the area of automated and connected transport systems or automated driving. And this is also an important field of application for artificial intelligence. So when the vehicle is sending the environment to come up with the map, which is of planning of focusing on safety data infrastructures. And this is also of relevance later in my presentation because we are really relying on, and we have to be sure that also the entire data infrastructure is secure. And in particular, this is true for training and validation data, but all research areas we are focusing on these ethical aspects be taken into account, as I mentioned, when all the data, these aspects, understanding what are the objects in front of us, to have some knowledge about them, so what could be their behavior. So this is also something what we can learn. So and these are some examples, just with a focus on an automated vehicle where AI components are really essential and a main driver for innovation in the area of vehicle technology. And what is also of importance and what we have to take into account is the aspect of safety. So we do not just have to implement AI-based functionalities, for instance, to understand the environment and get some ideas what can we see in the environment. What we also have to do is we have to talk about safety. How sure or to what extent can we really precisely detect all the objects? To what extent can we really guarantee some levels of quality? And these things are much more complicated than just coming up with functionality which is doing something. And when we talk about safety, we are not just focusing on the single component, because what we learned so far, in particular, this is true for AI-based components, we cannot guarantee to 100% that there will always be the correct behavior or the correct output. There may be some things where we have a lack of quality or a lack of accuracy, so that we have to compensate this with other system components. And this is not new, because when we talk currently already about some safety critical systems, most of them are based on unreliable or to a certain extent unreliable components, and we find some ways how to compensate this. And this is something what we also want to do when we talk about safe AI systems. We're not just focusing on the AI components itself, we are also focusing on the procedures and the operational aspects, for instance. So what is done, for instance, in the area of maintenance to support reliable systems and reliable execution of some components. So, and we need to have some precise knowledge about the environment we're going to implement our functionality in, and the precise defined scenarios there, and then the operational design domain we want to address. And also, in many applications, we also take the user and the human into account, and the human may serve as a fallback when we have some problems with the technology, and then the user can be integrated into a control loop again, and maybe is then able to support the technical system, so that we can, after a critical situation or problematic situation, can switch on the automation system again, so that we have already again automated functionality. So, and these are things which we take into account when we want to come up with the safe system. And now I'm mainly talking about functional safety and really safe specific motion. So, and what also is of importance is security, as I mentioned. And these are things we want to address during the development time and the entire development time of the system. So not just in the end when we have a functionality available, then we want to add some security feature or some safety feature. Safety and security is addressed by design in our approaches. And what we see and learn so far in the area of safety, so that we are not just talking about 100% safe systems, because this is it's not the best way to think about safe systems, because then it's quite expensive or not really feasible, so that you can implement these systems. So you have to discuss other concepts, some weaker concepts, but concepts which are good to understand and easy to implement. So, for instance, fail-safe systems. So when there is a failure, then you can, for instance, reduce the availability of the system in a coordinated way. For instance, for an automated vehicle, you can stop the vehicle. So anymore, because there are some failures, but we can provide a reduced functionality, and so by this we can also guarantee an availability of the vehicle itself, and maybe we have no full automation available anymore, but we have some assistance systems supporting a human driver. So this could also be a concept. And then on a long-term perspective, we can come up with some self-healing systems, which are good to have, because then you're really close to some also resilient concept or resilient vehicle concepts. And what we currently are doing is we are transferring these really really good understand concepts to guarantee safety also to the area of security, because there we have the same situation. So we cannot guarantee 100% secure system. We have to discuss what we can do. We can take components out of the system because they are not working well, and maybe there's something wrong with these components. And we can also have some other concepts which are similar to these concepts, which we are already which we have really good understanding about to guarantee safety. And these are some things which we are currently working on. This is highly important for us because these AIs and automated driving is just one example where we have AI-based components are relevant for application areas. So not just in mobility, but also in the area of smart city, in the area of health, in the area of finance, whatever you can imagine. Data of high relevance, and also AI-based components are of high relevance. And there's a growing number of applications which are safety relevant and where you need to implement high security standards to improve the productivity here in Germany and also in Europe, which tries to come up with an infrastructure for these type of applications. And what is of high interest here is it's not a platform concept like we discussed around 2000 or so. This is a distributed data and service ecosystem which we want to come up. And also in this ecosystem, we want to guarantee high standards in the area of data protection, authenticity and trust, and are really in the driver's seat who can have access to your data, to what extent. And this is an important foundation for future applications also of AI, because then it is not that complicated like today, really to have access to distributed data sets from different partners and try to integrate them for further analysis and the application of AI-based components. And what we started with a focus on mobility is a family of projects. It's in total under 20 million euros we have available here to work use cases in the area of rated vehicles. Some of them are not in the future, so they are more in the today. For instance, to train with vehicle in use, for instance, or to raise the traffic efficiency in our traffic system, also to have a better management which is available for a public transport system. So we are addressing a wide range of different, quite important, because we want to learn in these different use cases what is the needed technical foundation. And then we want to share our knowledge about these different findings and integrate these different findings from different perspectives in highly reusable components, which we can then share and use for our real products as a foundation. So, and these are things which we are currently doing here. There are a lot of partners involved in these project families, so more than 80 partners are working in this area. Larger company and also some startups are involved, what is of high importance for us. Also some cities are involved, like the city of Hamburg or the city of Braunschweig. And this is what in the end is one major result from this activity, is that we have an IT infrastructure which can fix this. And then we can come up with some innovative, also digital products based on these IT infrastructures. And this is something what we are currently striving for, because what we see, particularly in Germany, where we have a high, really a strong automotive industry, but mainly they are focusing on the physical product, so the vehicle itself. And there is high potential in an area where we are talking in the future more about digital products and platform economy, for instance. And this is something what we are going to address and we want to provide by these developments. And these activities in the project family are not just focusing on mobility itself, we are also connected to other areas of application which are of high relevance also here in Germany, like industry 4.0. I also mentioned health already, farming, but we have also energy and agriculture, where we have comparable initiatives currently, and we also want to connect these different areas horizontally. AI, or with a more focus on the AI, really established in many application areas. And then when we talk about AI, currently we are mainly focused on these machine learning aspects, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning, for instance, in the area of robotics. And sometimes the people forget that we have also these symbolic AI concepts, which are sometimes really sufficient for many applications. And the nice thing when we talk about these AI components, we can really interpret them, we can understand what is foundation for their behavior. Here it's really hard to do it. And what we are currently doing, many research projects, is we combine these different words to come up with explainable AI systems and AI systems which we can really assess deeply, so that we have a better understanding what is really the foundation for their behavior. What also is a change currently, what we see in the AI area, is that we cannot come up with a product in one shot, so to say, so that we have some data sets and then we do some training with these data sets and the validation, and then we have an AI-based component which serves as a product. So what we need to do is to come up with a tooling to maintain these components, because in many application areas we have to learn during the application of these components and have to further improve these components, and we have to establish a way of thinking which is connected to these DevOps cycles, and also to come up with a tooling. And when we want to come up with a tooling to improve continuously our AI-based systems, we have to take into account several subtopics like traceability and also the safety measures which we need to measure the level of safety we can reach, and then the safety argumentation in total. And these things are currently of high interest in the research area here, so and addressed by many research organizations in aerospace. So and there are some challenges, and I just picked up some few which are currently highly relevant for us, and one is that we have to come up with technology for really an appropriate assurance of some quality aspects of AI-based components, and also to have a better understanding how to support the entire life cycle of AI-based components, in particular in safety-critical application. And what we see is in that area that the current procedures how to come up with an AI component are not sufficiently connected to the overall system engineering. This is something what we are addressing currently. And then by this, these components are not properly to the entire safety argumentation, and in a default text, it's hard to handle the safety argumentations. Safety should never be a moving target here. So what we need is some message the structure is components in mobility applications, and I think it is easy to see that data processing is of high input by artificial intelligence to get some valuable information of the data, and also to integrate these AI-based components and in products, and then we are able to come up with some suitable business models. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Frank Costa, for the nice presentation. Members, we have to accommodate very small changes in the schedule. Our request, we were planned to have the group photo down floor, but I think that will take us time, and we're already behind time. So we'll take group photos here, and we go for break, refreshment, and during the break time, you'll have time to connect with one another, and you'll also visit sponsors exhibition. So allow me now to call different groups for group photo, and please, the cameraman should be standby, and you can lead us how to do that. Technical team, please, you can accommodate these changes also. Okay, now group photo. Let's have. We will have one line behind the high table in different groups. Like, let's have. Sorry. Those who are joining us from online, virtually, please set your picture on. We want to take the group photo. The image. Online participants, we need your images for group photo. Videos, yeah, videos. Yeah. Okay, now representatives of VCs and the VCs present, please welcome for the group photo. All the VCs present and their representatives. Representatives of different companies, please. Representatives of international organizations. Partner universities, representative from partner universities, please. Thank you. Thank you. Representatives from partner universities, please.
Yeah, I have to stand there. I have seen. But maybe I'm also for 2 minutes.
Thank you. Keynote speakers. Keynote speakers, session chairs from different in different groups. Organizing committee, please, you can also join. Please mute your microphone if you have your microphone on. Students, organizing committee. Organizing committee, please come for the group photo. All first authors of the papers presented, papers submitted, yeah? Not yet presented.
I'm not used to using Sunday.
Authors, please.
Thank you. You can exchange. Usipata picha kama hiyo.
This seems to be a big group, so let's have it in two sessions. So, yeah. Yeah. Right. Block them. No. I'll get them in. Asante sana. The group which I did not mention, if you belong to the group that is not mentioned, please come. Okay, cohort 4, remain there. The other cohort 3 is member from cohort 2 and 1. I know there are few. They can join this group. So this is cohort 3, 2, 1. Yes. The other side again.
Okay.
Asante, NM-AIST management and staff. This is now the last. Msimchoshe mgeni wangu rasmi. And this is the group I will appear.
Give me a whiskey or something. Okay.
now we are going for health break, and health break for health break for 20 minutes, please. You come back here after 20 minutes.
Wanaomba tufungie screen hapa. Tukisha nani utasimama mbele yake tukishafunga hiyo. Wewe acha tu